Hi, this is Mike Smart from Forcepoint. I was in a meeting today and a number of issues came up. One of the biggest ones was a skill shortage in the cybersecurity industry. And for me, that's an interesting concept because there definitely is a skill shortage, and I think technology can play an important part in that. But a couple of other things came up too. Digital transformation is a big driving force today, and also the rise, if you like, in the threat landscape. And what's interesting about all of those things is they're all coming together. You know, security budgets are not growing. The threat landscape is growing disproportionately. Security breaches are going up, but the budget remains the same. And so the reality is that with that skills gap and the lack of increase in budget, we have to think differently about how we do cybersecurity, how we implement cybersecurity. And so there are a number of conversations that we can have in that space. And certainly an area that I'm pretty passionate about is how can we automate as much as possible to remove that manual piece, that manual operational piece, if you like, that traditionally IT security teams get involved in. They're often too involved in that manual process that they don't see the real threat that's happened, or they're coming in too late and dealing with things after the fact. So here at Forcepoint, we've been looking hard at how to solve that problem. And the area that we have decided to focus on, and that we think is the right place to focus on, is focusing on the two constants in a highly digitally transformed world. You know, data is one, users are the other. They're both exactly the same things that they were before transformation as they are after. It's just that they're everywhere. They're in hotel rooms, they're at home, they're in branch offices, they're in partner locations, and data follows them wherever they need to be, on whatever device they need to be. And so here at Forcepoint, we look to understand the behaviour of those users as they interact that data. And by understanding the behaviour of humans and the risk that poses to the organisation, allows us to use that intelligence, that understanding, to adjust the security policies dynamically as that user's risk goes up and down. And it's not just going up, it can come down too. And I think this is really important, where we can help customers and partners to align themselves to the business rather than around the technology that they supply. And so having a risk-based view is absolutely the way to go. And so what we found with this approach, we call it risk adaptive protection, is that what we find is that the vast majority of the workforce, of course, are low risk. They can continue to work in the way they need to, free and with very little security friction, and essentially transparent. So they can be really productive without the barriers that security often poses. But where we identify high-risk users, a much smaller percentage, if you like, of the workforce, we can start to turn up those security policies and the friction specifically for that targeted user base, rather than impacting everybody. And that means that the business can get on with what they need to do, and more importantly, the security operations team are able to get on with the job they need to do, which is to focus on the high-risk individuals and the critical assets that they have and critical incidents they have in their investigation. If you want to know more about that, or see some of the customers' stories around the success and the benefit of moving to a risk adaptive model, absolutely come and see us on our website. Thank you.